Fern Shubert is a certified public accountant with extensive experience in conducting and supervising audits. She has shown that she knows how to follow the money. She is also a writer, a former town manager, state representative, and state senator, and was a candidate for governor in 2004. Her views on policy issues are a matter of record, but she plans to focus her campaign on financial issues. Her extensive experience in solving financial puzzles and her willingness to act as the eyes and ears of the public make her a natural choice for the job. Please welcome Fern Shubert, who is running for the North Carolina State Auditor.
I love that introduction. It makes it clear that I have experience. It also makes it sound like I can't hold a job. But the fact is, there are a lot of interesting things to do, and this is a big and wonderful state, and I've had the opportunity to do a lot of great things. And one of the things I have done for a number of years is address Tea Party rallies. I don't know how many of you remember, but I was here in 2009 talking about some of the things that I'm going to talk about today, because I'm running on my record. And the record is that I told people in 2000 that Jim Black was going to be an embarrassment. I was the only member of the North Carolina House in 2001 who never voted to re-elect Jim Black Speaker because I could see the problem that was going to come. It's not that the other people were all bad or ignorant. It's that I am a trained and experienced auditor, and I can see things that might not be immediately apparent. I warned about Mike Easley in 2004. I warned about Larry Leak and the fact that he probably would not be doing a great job of investigating Mr. Easley since he was one of his main fundraisers. And in fact, I was talking about Mr. Leak when I was here in 2009. It's very interesting how many of the things I predicted came true, but it's also interesting that in 2004, the head editorial writer at the Charlotte Observer told me, "You do know people think you're nuts." Well, if all you know is what you read in the paper, you have a very warped view of reality, because the press in this state has worked to keep the people uninformed for a lot of years. In fact, when you see press endorsements, be very suspicious. I want to recap something that I told you when I was here the last time, and I'm actually going to check notes. I hate to do it, but I want to be sure I've got it accurate. I'm talking about when I first got to the legislature and you actually had staff hiding things. I first got to the legislature back in the 90s, the first time the Republicans had either house of the legislature in a century. And it was a really rough environment because the staff worked for the other side. You just knew that things were not as they were telling you they were. Staff was helping legislative leaders hide critical information, not just from the public, but from other legislators who by law had just as much right to represent their constituents as the bullies who ran the place. While Republicans theoretically controlled the House, the Democrats continued to control the staff, as demonstrated by the way things appeared in bills without explanation, even without the knowledge of the bill sponsor. Here's the part of the story you need to pay attention to. And the press refused to report what was happening, even when Senate Democrats broke a deal with House Republicans by cutting their signatures out of a signed agreement with scissors like kindergarten kids. When I asked the chief AP reporter why that story was killed, he said the public was too dumb to understand. My response was, double cross is a long word, but I think everyone in my district understands it, and lie is less than 4 letters. Not surprisingly, I have come to view the press as a large part of the problem, and interestingly enough, that guy's career progression was to work for the state auditor to inform the public of what's going on in the state. Do you know what the state auditor does? Do you know what's going on? Do you know how many different ways your money is being wasted, stolen, misdirected? My whole point is, please, please, please compare candidate records, because you have 5 people in the Republican primary. I'm a CPA. I'm experienced, I've done the job, and I've been warning you about what's going on in state government. When Les Merritt had the job, he had a problem. He had a Democratic governor and a Democratic legislature, and if he pushed too far, he wasn't going to have a staff. We now have a Republican legislature. Hopefully we're going to have a Republican governor real soon, and hopefully we're going to get to the bottom of where some of this money is going. It's a taxed enough already, Raleigh. I'm a CPA, and believe me, I know. But if you want to hold down the taxes, you got to hold down the money being disappeared, because they can take it faster than you can make it. And I want to stop them. Thank you.